91-83 over Unet Holon. Fribourg Olympic against PAOK, which is one that has huge significance really for this game, and also Iberostar Tenerife will be in action. The Iberostar winning the title in that first year, and they will be up against Opava, who have been, well, shall we say, had a disappointing run since that promising start to the season. And you can see Opava down there at the bottom at 1-11. But look at PAOK at 7-5. Look at Nanterre at 7-5. Look at Unet Holon at 7-6, and obviously Umana Reyer Venezia at 8-4. And again, you have to be in that top four to qualify. So every game matters for these teams. Umana Reyer Venezia would have thought that they would have qualified perhaps already by this time, but they lost last week at home to Bonn 73-69. A lot of work to do for both of these teams. Umana Reyer Venezia, Marquez Haynes, Julian Stone, Michael Bramos, Austin Day, Andrea De Nicolau, Gasper Vidmar, Duran Washington, Paul Beliga, Marco Giori, Valerio Mazzola, Bruno Cerella, and Mitchell Watt will be playing tonight for Walter de Rafael. Remember, Umana Reyer Venezia made it to the Final Four in the first season of this competition. Last year, they did not get to the playoffs. It went to the last day of the regular season, and they did not get the result that they needed. Or the results did not go their way, rather. Demetrius Treadwell, Adas Yuskavicius, Lau Konate, Julian Gamble, Ugo Invernizzi, Dominic Waters, Raker Paulsen, Armand Mensah, Corentin Kohn, Jean-Marc Panza, and Jeremy Senglon for Pascal Donadieu, the coach of Nanterre. And it's hard to figure out which of these two teams is going to show up on any given night, because at times they play like world beaters, and at other times they play like they don't belong. So, you know, what team are we going to see tonight? They've already met once this season, and it was Nanterre that got the surprise result. They won for the second consecutive game. That was on game day 6 on November 13th, and they won 99-87. So that was really a demonstration of just how good they can be going on the road and winning at Venezia. And but then they followed that up with an 82-70 loss at home to Unet Holon. So it's been kind of like a roller coaster season for them. And you could also say the same thing for Umana Reyer Venezia. Just when you think they're flying high and about ready to clinch a spot in the playoffs, they lay an egg. Although, to be fair, last week Telecom Baskets Bonn really did play well on their trip to Italy, to Venice. So tonight, De Rafael doesn't want to have a repeat of last week, and he certainly doesn't want to have a repeat of last season when they failed to advance to the playoffs. And Pascal Donadieu, his team has even a thinner margin, really. They have one less win than Umana Reyer Venezia in the standings, but if they win tonight, they will have 2 victories over them this season, and therefore would leapfrog them into second place. 2 games remaining, obviously, this week, and then Umana Reyer Venezia will be at home next week against Fribourg, whereas Nanterre will have to travel to Unet Holon, and that is a tasty one. You know that one could be for all the marbles as well. So it's set up nicely tonight for an exciting game, and we hope that you'll be here for the duration. So the Umana Reyer Venezia team has been introduced, and now Nanterre, as is the case always in France, they emerge late from the tunnel. Demetrius Treadwell comes out leading the pack, and he's a real warrior. Yuskavicius, the Lithuanian international, as well. Konate, France international, and of course Julian Gamble, who is also a game day MVP of the week once this season already. Ugo Invernizzi, a very good shooter. We'll be hoping his shot is on tonight. Dominic Waters, very tough. Raker Paulsen, the Icelandic international, who is tough. Singlen as well comes out. Oh, excuse me, no, that's Mensa. Singlen comes out last. So Armand Mensa, then Morin and Singlen, or rather Panza, number 27. So we are about ready to start things off. Singlen will go up with his teammates to shake hands with the Venezia crowd, and we'll also, the Venezia players, and we'll also get a chance to see who the referees are tonight, and we'll get a look at the starting lineups. Pascal Donadou, the coach of Nanterre. And they're the referees for tonight's game. Martin Kozlovskis from Latvia in the middle. Sergei Zashuk from Ukraine on the left, and Adamir, I think it was Zarapovic on the right. Yep, Adamir Zarapovic from Bosnia and Herzegovina. And we'll get a look at the starting five for Umana Reyer Venezia. It's a good starting five. Julian Stone, and when you look at this, you wonder how they could lose many games, especially with Austin Day coming off the bench. But it's Stone, Haynes, Bramos, Washington, and Watt. Walter de Rafael, coach, I really like him. Got to meet him at the Final Four in Tenerife 2 years ago, and just tremendous personality, and really did see a lot of positives about taking part in this Basketball Champions League. Of course, last year they got knocked out in the playoffs, but Umana Reyer Venezia went into the FIBA Europe Cup and won that one, beating Città Avellino in the final. And for Nanterre, Dominic Waters, Singlen, Konate, Invernizzi, and Treadwell will be in the starting five. So Gamble, it appears, will be coming off the bench tonight. Let's go down to the bench and listen in.
Come up, two up, 0-1 flash. Okay, en rythme. Maximum de rythme en attaque. On décide vite. Okay. Le premier, on n'annonce pas, on joue two side. Don't call the first two side. Attention, s'il switch entre Washington et Watt. Ok, faut que vous soyez prêts. Défensivement, on est prêt au niveau des attitudes.
First possession is 3. Defense. Hey, first possession defense is 3. First possession. Yes. First possession.
Well, you look at Nanterre, and you know it wasn't that long ago that this team was nowhere on the radar. I mean, they didn't play in the second division of France until the 2004-2005 season. So that wasn't that long ago. And then they really started to make their mark in the French Cup. And by making it to the final of the French Cup, that really raised some eyebrows in 2007. And then in 2011, they won the second division title and got promoted to the French League and to the top flight. And then they went on that incredible, probably one of the more remarkable runs in European basketball, really for the last 20 years, I would say. Finished, again, 8th just to make the playoffs in France. And then they won the title. They went through the playoffs and they won the title. And, well, the rest is history. You know, they started playing in Europe. And, you know, they've certainly been a force to be reckoned with in France ever since. And Donadieu obviously has been there for the whole ride. And this fan base likes what they see, but so do the fans of Umana Reyer Venezia, who a couple seasons ago were champions of Italy and they are a force to be reckoned with down in Italy. Well, good evening, folks from France. This is the Basketball Champions League. Nanterre in white taking on Venezia in the dark uniforms. The garnet, and already winning the opening tip here is Venezia, looking to get their 9th win of the season and book their spot in the playoffs. And starting things off immediately is a three-pointer. So Stone's three puts Venezia in front. Singleton looks for an opening. Shot clock about to wind down. He's going to launch it. And that is a familiar side note. He misses it, but then Umana Reyer Venezia almost do not get the rebound. But good job by Stone. And now Bramos comes out and strokes the three again. So the Greece international gets his first three, and it's a quick 6-0 lead for the visitors. Waters to Treadwell, and Treadwell just lays it up and in. They go for the high percentage shot. Good pass from Waters, who on his night is as good as any point guard really in the league, in my opinion. When he gets it going, especially offensively. Here he is, just crossing midcourt. Now he's going to go in, pass it back outside, and Venezia for three. Now it's a 1-point game. Looks at the ref and says, hey, maybe I deserve a 4-point play attempt here. Now Watt. Haynes back to, and what a drive and a basket from Washington. So he will go to the line for a potential 3-point play. And Donadieu has shaken up his starting lineup, certainly. I've seen him some this year, and they've often brought Venezia and Treadwell off the bench, but both are starting tonight. And Venezia again, posting up. Treadwell boxes out, but Venezia get the ball into the hands of Haynes. Washington again, another three for Umana Reyer Venezia. And he started like a house on fire last week in the first quarter, but then didn't score for the rest of the game until the late in the fourth quarter, rather. Well, they're going to feed it inside, and Konate powers it up and in. Well, I thought they were forcing it, but they were bound and determined once again to get that good look under the basket. Haynes again over to Washington. He goes down, gets up. Had a hand in the face. Treadwell goes to work, gets in the lane, and his pass goes off of Watt. Yeah, we've often seen Paulson in the starting lineup and Gamble, but tonight it's Venezia and Treadwell. So timeout on the floor. And it's a good start for Umana Reyer Venezia.
Si c'est zone, si c'est man-man, Jay, hey, c'est moi qui parle. Ok, Jay, focus in offense. Après, sur les situations, on a pris que des paniers sur transition. Communiquez. Vous venez pas, vous venez en marchant. Vous en avez 4 tirs à 3 points. Hey, là ils sont en zone. Oh, ils sont en zone.
Now on baseline, we go 3. Okay, watch out,
3 assists apiece. See the Venezia fans travel. Usually see them going to always a contingent at all the away games.
Go outside for me. Let's go. Watch out now.
So Washington off to a good start tonight. He's got a couple of, or rather, he's got 6 points. And Umana Reyer Venezia, they got on top last week against Telecom Basketball, but they weren't able to press home that advantage. And Bond came back and beat them. Now the inbounds pass intercepted. Bounce pass. And Konate reaches in and commits the foul on Washington.
Number 5,
when you call timeout, the worst thing that can happen is to immediately turn the ball over. I mean, that's going to drive a coach crazy. Pascal's going to have a few more gray hairs after that play. So Washington goes to the line. He's had some big games this season. Scored 20 against Una Holon. He had 17 last week. And he's well on his way now to a big game. 7 points already. He had 15 also this season against Pauk. So those were his double-digit games.
2 points, Washington 2 points.
Venezia right now doubling up Nanterre. How are they going to attack Invernizzi? And it's going to be Senglin. Bounce pass taken by Watt. Oh, and he missed the dunk. That's something else that'll give a coach gray hairs. He settled for the layup. Senglin over to Invernizzi. Senglin looks for some space. Gets in, and Mitchell Watt, they're going to say he got him with the body. Senglin did everything he could to make sure that he got some contact. That's pretty good defense. Well, yeah, I mean, we'll give the referee the benefit of the doubt on that one. There was definitely some contact. And Senglin, who needs to see the ball go through the hoop, and now maybe this will get him on track. Venezia fans creating some of the atmosphere here. Second one is good as well. So Yaskavicius is going to come in for Senglin.
Umana Reyer Venezia leads 14-9.
Haynes airballs it. Konate with the board, gets it to Waters. Yaskavicius in the right corner. They're going to find him. No, they're going to give it to Treadwell, and he goes up. Now it's back to a 3-point deficit. Stone whips it over to Bramos. 3-point attempt again, just grazed the outside of the net.
Out of bounds, second down. Substitution. Nanterre avec tout. Applaudissements pour la sortie du Venezia out.
Raker Paulson comes into the game for Invernizzi. Good shooter, got to keep a hand in his face. Waters puts it up, and he was short. Stone quickly up to Haynes. Good rebound, Konate. Konate pushes. Waters feet set. Good! He'll take that three-pointer and tie it. 7-0 run now for Nanterre, and Umana Reyer Venezia are going to regroup over at the bench during the timeout. Look at that. Let's go down to the bench and see what Coach Rafael is going to say.
Okay, guys, it's important to sprint back immediately. Next talk, Andrea Weber-Katz. Next offense is flash side. Flash side. Andrea start with the ball. Okay, then go looking for Michael at this defense by Josevicius. We can go at 2 and 3. Okay. Watch out in
1-6
defense.
inside the arc for Venezia. They're struggling a bit.
Ball. Watch the press. Okay, watch the press.
Okay. Hey, attention, à chaque fois qu'on score, qu'il y a un rebond, attention à leur situation de jeu rapide. One we score, one we stop the ball. Let's go. Nanterre.
Well, we saw the Venezia fans celebrate. I mean, now it's the fans of Nanterre who are up on their feet and cheering away. And this is why Dominic Waters tying the game with a three-pointer. Oh, and the dunk from Watt. Well, that's more like it. Good no-look pass as well from Stone. Skavic just in the lane, misses, then follows it up, misses again. And Gamble, who's checked into the game, denied from behind by Watt. Stone quickly to Bramos, right corner. Nobody boxed out. Washington, and he's fouled. Nanterre suddenly lose their way a little bit. Skavic missing a couple of very makeable shots. And Gamble missed one. Didn't really go up strong. So Washington, this is the first one. Makes the second. Paulson puts it up, no good. Gamble not able to beat Stone to the rebound. Alston Day in the game, sets the pick for Andrea Di Nicolau. And then Gamble blocks Watt. And then disrupts his second shot. Nice pass, Konate to Jaskavicius in the corner. The man from the Baltics drills it. $17 apiece here at Nanterre in France. It's game day 13. Hugely important game. Both teams have yet to qualify for the playoffs. And now Stone just fumbles the ball out of bounds. Also a game that would be of interest to these two. Pauk playing at Fribourg and winning in Switzerland 41-32 right now at halftime. See, the ball goes out of bounds. Oh, beautiful pass to Gamble. And the pride of Durham, North Carolina, fouled by Gasper Vidmar. Slovenia's European Eurobasket champion from 2017 center puts him on the line. So Gamble takes his time, makes the first one. Tell you, it was odd that Julian Gamble from Durham was able to get out of North Carolina to play college basketball at Miami. But leave he did. He could have played at Duke, North Carolina State, Wake Forest, those big four schools. Plenty of schools, but he decided to go to Miami. He had a great career there with the Hurricanes. Coach Larinaga. And here he is now plying his trade in Europe. Gasper Vidmar now going right at Gamble. Well, Vidmar did the physical work, put himself in good position, but then just missed the shot. And Nanterre with the 2-point lead, looking to grow, and it misses. Gamble there with the follow. Yaskavicius having more success from long range than on his drives. Quick pass to Day. His pass batted into the hands of Konate. And then De Nicolau reaches in and commits Venezia's third foul of the quarter. Excellent work by Konate. And also Gamble hustling down the floor. And this is one where Yaskavicius probably can't believe he missed. Singlen inbounds it. Yaskavicius, a minute and a half to go here in the first quarter. Good hand in the face. Yaskavicius, difficult shot. Now Stone explodes down the court. Singlen over to Konate now. Paulson's yet to attempt the three. They will be aware of his prowess from behind the arc. Bounce pass to Gamble for the two-handed jam. Nifty move. Great pass from Konate now, who's pulling some of the strings when he's got the ball in his hands. An offensive foul turns it right back over. Look at Gamble. It says, now you see me, now you don't. He's spun away. Bruno Chirella in the game. Singlen. Gamble bats the ball out to Paulson. Now Konate, feet behind the arc. Haynes with the board. And Venezia. Quick pass, and Vidmar misses, gets it back, puts it up just in time, misses again. And De Nicolau right at the end there, not successful. So both teams really missing some easy ones right around the basket. And it's Nanterre that has a slender lead at the end of one. So you see the struggles for Venezia inside the arc, just 3 of 13. Nanterre as well, 4 of 13. Both teams have hit a few three-pointers. Second quarter action underway. Nanterre with a 21-19 lead after one. Here's Singlen back in the game, gets it over to Venezia. Gamble. Fouled by Vidmar. Long inbounds pass to Yaskavicius. He's being guarded by DiNicolau. Now Singlen gets a little bit of space. Still struggling to put the ball in the basket. Austin Day, easy release, but still off target. Now Yaskavicius. And a nice finish at the rim. Once again, Paulson. 4-point advantage. Quick answer from Austin Day. Gamble turns and gets it off in time. Good defense from Vidmar. It's physical in there. Ramos and I think Baliga going to check in at the next dead ball for Venezia. DiNicolau getting inside, misses. And Vidmar gets the rebound and is fouled by Gamble. So Gamble's going to take his seat. And Vidmar often struggles at the line. Congratulations tonight to Neptunus. Klaipeda, they won a big game at Prometheus, 82-69. He makes the second one, Vidmar, so that really shakes up, adds even more intrigue to Group D now, going into the final week. If your guess is as good as mine, who's going to advance from there? Because remember, Strasbourg won at home last night against Bologna to improve their position. The turnover into the hands of DiNicolau. He's got options, and Baliga puts it up with the left hand. Nice finish from the Italy international. Also in Group D yesterday, Besiktas kept their machine rolling. They won 80-71 over Red Hot Ostend. So much to be decided. Waters, bounce pass, Paulson. Boy, that was beautiful. Waters, I mean, I'm telling you, he is silky smooth at times. They had no idea that bounce pass was coming. Haynes to Baliga now. And Venezia does a good job of stepping over. And Venezia takes a seat. Three-point attempt for Haynes. Venezia back in front. Well, if he heats up, that would be a welcome development for Venezia, because he can carry him. Here's Waters again. Gets it inside to Treadwell. Baliga fouled. I think they're going to give him 2 shots. Treadwell showing his strength in there a couple of times. Treadwell off target with his first attempt. But he makes the second. Treadwell came in shooting 68.8% at the free throw line. He had made 11 of his 16 attempts in the Basketball Champions League. Austin Day now. DeNicolau to Baliga. Back to Haynes. DeNicolaou's open. It's good. Seen a lot of good things out of Andrea DeNicolau, who had a lot of promise as a youngster and seems to be taking the next step. Here's Paulson, and beautiful rebound. Oh, the rebound was there, but the putback wasn't. More gray hairs for Donadieu. Something about those easy shots tonight, right under the basket. Haynes going to work on Paulson. Baliga on the baseline. The Scavishes, I suppose that's a shot that Nanterre would willingly give up. The Scavishes just a little bit to the right. He drew iron, and now DeNicolau has it. DeNicolau's pass just goes off the hands of Day. He saves it inbounds to Paulson, who gets it to Waters, who turns, shoots, and the soft touch is good. His feet are spread wide apart when he goes up for those jump shots, but I guess if it works for him. Pass back to Day, and that was an air ball. England looking for some space. And the drive, and Singland, well, if the jumpers aren't going in, then put it on the deck and go to the basket. Well, that's something else. Baliga a little slow-footed there. Knotted at 30. Stone for 3. Singland again. This time ran into Day, and Treadwell gets the rebound or gets the ball back, but he's called for a double dribble. Long shot, no good. Rebound, Paulson. The drive, Jaskavicius just gets it over to Konate, who takes it back out. And back to Venezia.
Umana Reyer Venezia qui met 33-30. Umana Reyer Venezia leads 33-30.
Both teams return to the bench for the Nanterre timeout. So the rebounding number is pretty even.
Oh, qu'il est tout seul. Ici, il est tout seul. Pick and roll, masse inopposite. C'est trop petit. C'est trop petit. Oh, quand il y a Stone ici qui reste 2 secondes, il faut mettre plus de pression. Ok, c'est bon. Allez.
Guys, give me 1 minute. We got foul to spend.
Assists for turnovers, 8 assists, 4 turnovers. For Nanterre, 9 and 3 for Umana Reyer Venezia. Interesting listening to Waters there. He said, listen, guys, we got to relax like we have been for the last 6 games. He's talking about also games they've been playing in the French top flight. But they came into this having won 3 consecutive games in the Basketball Champions League. Probably haven't beaten the best teams in the competition in that little mini streak, but nevertheless, a win is a win. Wins over Telecom Baskets Bonn, PAOK, and Fribourg. At Fribourg, who can be an awkward opponent. Easy turn. Waters couldn't do anything with Stone. Waters back to Singlen. Drives in, good block from Stone. Singlen not having a lot of success driving to the basket. He did hit that one where he beat Baliga. Now Stone hands it off, and Watt goes up, and the pump fake, and Watt. Yeah, Watt just didn't catch it cleanly. Treadwell went up, braced himself, or held on to the rim. First foul for Treadwell. He goes to the bench, and Gamble back in. First one was good. Watt came in shooting at a 75% clip at the free throw line. Had a very good season there. In fact, 36 of 48. So that is a large sample size. Only makes 1 of 2 as Paulson grabs the board. Paulson grabs the board, and it's a 6-point game. Konate drives, misses, another layup. Boy, Nanterre have really struggled at the rim tonight. Now Stone. Singlen, open floor. He's going right. Hard at Mazzola. And the aggressive play earns him a trip to the free throw line. So Mazzola can get a little coaching as he goes over to the bench, and Washington comes back in. Singlen, the 76.5% shooter at the free throw line. 26 of 34 before this game. Look good on those. Back to a 4-point game. Remember, 8-5, 8-4 taking on 7-5 right now. Watt goes a gamble, and Gamble commits the foul. So again, Watt goes to the line. Well, Watt suddenly having some struggles at the free throw line. He's missed 2 in a row. Five-point lead here with less than a minute and a half to go in the first half for Venezia. Singlen. Oh, that was a nice quick jump. Got ahead of Bramos. There was no blocking that one. Good anticipation by Konate. So with 50.7 seconds remaining and 5 seconds on the shot clock, Venezia called timeout.
Don't deny, when we play 32, don't deny the ball back. I want that you use the 2 passes. Don't deny everything, Michael. We got 1 foul to spend. Don't go so close to the ball. You can risk something, stay on his left and a 3-point shot, but if you go so close, they attack. We go too flat for Michael. Okay, we got Deron here, Mitch here, Marco, Julian and Michael. We go stagger for Marco.
Head up, we screen. Okay, we cut here, we screen. So, I'm stuck. Hey, defense first, okay? So the 5 men pick the 2, 1 pass, hand off. Pick and roll. Hey, can roll. Là, on sort pas. No edge. Contrôle. Julian, contrôle. Okay? C'est bon, allez, go. Hey, 10 seconds. Hey, everybody in the rebound, guys. Let's go. Nanterre.
See the value of why practice is so important to go through these plays, and then you get variations of those during the games, and as a player it has to sink in with immediate effect, or else what good are you? You got to be able to understand the tactics, and we'll see how they execute here when they get the ball back. Good hands from Konate, almost getting the steal, and they get it inside and score with Watt. So productive timeout for Venezia. Good hands, good anticipation by Watt. Now they're going to do the inbounds play. Scavicius puts it up from deep. Oh, I'm sure that was the play. Wow, that was almost an over and back on Washington. The ball was really close to midcourt, and he brought it back to him. Stone has it. Bramos. 3-point attempt from Gyuri, and Bramos gets it off just in the nick of time. All things considered, Venezia, I think, will be happy with a 5-point lead as they go to halftime here at Nanterre. Well, the shooting numbers, 38% inside the arc for Nanterre, 33 for Venezia. But see the free throws coming a factor for Venezia.
Sirius, partenaire du club, est parrain du match ce soir. Et tout de suite, mesdames et messieurs, nous retrouvons.
So much to discuss, really, for both of these teams during the halftime break. Singland with 8 points, Gamble 4 rebounds, Waters has the 5 assists. Stone has been the man. You can see 10.6 rebounds for Venezia. And the steals and the blocks. Washington also had a strong first quarter. He's got 9 points, and Watt is a threat with the 6 points. So we are at halftime. Here are the highlights of the first half. We'll be right back for the start of the second half.
Tendance, dirigé par Umana Reyer, en partenariat avec la ville de Nanterre, organise un événement inédit pour la première fois en France et dans le monde, le Challenge Magic Step. Le samedi 9 au dimanche 10 février, au centre sportif gymnase Montvalérien, les 3 danseurs de la compagnie originale Magic Step, Richard, Passy, Moussa, Step et Jean-Paul Marignal, vous attendent nombreux durant ces 2 jours. Au programme, le samedi, cours de danse pour tous, avec les plus grands professeurs de chaque discipline, swing, claquettes, salsa et jazz rock, suivi d'une conférence sur la danse jazz rock et un show. Et le dimanche, le Challenge Magic Step, les danseurs spécialistes de danse de jeux de jambes de plusieurs disciplines telles que la salsa, house dance, claquettes, swing, jazz, fusion et jazz rock vont se défier en un contrat devant un jury de renommée internationale, 2 speakers incontournables, 2 DJ et vous le public, on vous attend nombreux. Le Challenge Magic Step, les infos www.challenge.com et sur le flyer.
39-34, Umana Reyer Venezia on top of Nanterre here in France. Both teams are still on the outside looking in of the playoff picture, although clearly Umana Reyer Venezia you would think would get there with 8 wins. Depending after tonight, we'll probably know with all results in. Certainly if they win, they punch their ticket. But it's a complicated process. You got Group D again right now. So Virtus are definitely in. They're the only, but also Besiktas, I think, have now qualified at 8-5. Prometheus, by losing tonight, they're also 8-5. Philo Ostend are currently in 4th place at 7-6. Neptunus Klaipeda are 7-6, and 6 Strasbourg are 7-6. And you have tiebreakers that'll come into play in terms of how teams did. And if you have multiple teams with the same records, then you have to review goal differential in the games between those teams. So it just illustrates how important every single game is, every single play of every single game, every single possession rather. When you go back several weeks ago, you're like, oh, we can always win next week. But what about that extra 5 points that you gave up at the end of the game, which might have cost you in a goal differential tiebreaker? So we'll keep it simple right now and just focus on the here and now and the win, and this being vital for both of these teams. And second half action is underway here in Nanterre. Venezia leading at 39-34. And starting with possession, Marquez Haynes. Venezia whipping the ball around beautifully. Mitchell Watt has it. He's going to go to work now on Julian Gamble. Will he live to tell the tale? He spins. Oh, beautiful move. Beautiful from Mitchell Watt. Look at this. Great footwork. And really for Gamble almost, you got to have some help coming from the weak side. Now Paulson gets it to Gamble, and he's got the smaller Bramos on him. And Bramos can do nothing but foul. Seven-point lead. Bramos more than happy to give away that foul. Singlen has it at the top. Mid-ranger, good! Well, he can certainly shoot a lot better than he did in the first half. He was not having a very Singlen-like performance. He was 2 of 8 from the floor. Now he's 3 of 9. Now Watt has it. See if he's got that fancy footwork on the other side of the basket. Nope, he traveled. Good defense from Gamble. The dump down low, and Gamble was actually Bramos who did a great job defensively of disrupting the shot. Haynes over to Watt. Well, Watt's doing it all now, isn't he? Forget the travel on the previous possession. He steps outside and drills a 3. 8-point lead for Venezia, their biggest of the game. Paulson drives in, and they put the big chill on the Icelandic international, but foul him and put him on the line. Stone says, don't even think about it. They'd rather make him earn it at the free throw line. First one is good. And the second. We've seen this Venezia team get on top of teams, but we have also seen them not put them away. Washington misses. Paulson with the rebound. And Waters gets tangled up a little bit with Washington. Oh, beautiful pass from Waters. Unbelievable. Treadwell missed another layup. His second miss of the game. Waters put it on a plate. He said, here's the main course. Look at this. And then that was Waters who had to commit the foul at the other end. And that was a little collision that maybe Waters got away with one there. Looking at it from that angle, might have pushed off with his right forearm. Haynes from deep. Nope, front and back of the rim. Paulson knocks it over to Venezia. And another opportunity for Nanterre to draw closer. Singlin gets it to Treadwell. And he throws it back out to Paulson. Paulson kind of fades away and misses. Good D from Venezia. Stone takes the bump and will take a trip to the line. Here it is again, another look at it. Well, folks, I have to encourage you to go to the championsleague.basketball website to look at all the terrific information. For example, who is leading the Basketball Champions League in assists? Well, of course, it's Wonchansky from Anvil at 8 per game. Toure from Fribourg is the leading rebounder. Cleve Wyatt, 18.9 points, leading the scoring. And Vince Hunter is the toast of the town in Athens. He has been unreal this season. He leads in efficiency. So the 2 free throws from Stone push the lead back up to 8, and now Venezia can stretch it even more. And the turnover, Singlin comes in. Those are the types of plays that really hurt Umana Reyer Venezia. They're right on the verge of opening up something big. And then a team will make a play like that. But nobody picks up Haynes. Well, Treadwell got over there, but a little bit too late. Plenty of time, 16 minutes left in the game. Waters gets inside. Oh, tough shot from Waters. And good hustle from Washington to knock it up. Gets it, passes it over to Bramos. Skips the pass over to Haynes, who missed, but then Watt, who's probably been the best player in this third quarter, gets the rebound and passes it outside to Stone. And Washington sets the pick, and Stone pushes off. Here it is again, watch. Good defense from Inverness, moving his feet. You've got to move your feet. Gavish just drives in. This time he's able to finish. It's back to a 6-point game. And Watt has it. He's going to go to work on Treadwell. This time misses. You'd rather have him shooting that. Good job by Treadwell. Yaskavicius, short. And then the ball out of bounds off the hands of Venezia. Overall, good job from Watt. He takes a seat. And this is an interesting matchup again. Di Nicolau and Yaskavicius. Haynes going up against Singlin. There's Di Nicolau again. Shot clock winding down. Gasper Vidmar over to Washington. The play was perfect. Great pass, but Washington didn't catch it. Konate. And Yaskavicius with another foul. Drive from Haynes, and again, Singlin. Venezia asking for the ball. Oh boy, Singlin like a magician. Over to Konate. And boy, how did Nanterre not score in this possession? Right here, it looks like they're going to get it. Konate, that was a weak finish by him. Jewelry back into the game for Venezia. Austin Day also back in, number 9. Vidmar turns, goes to work, puts it up. Yaskavicius, good! And he halves the deficit. Venezia go to the bench to talk about things. Yaskavicius goes to 8 points. And he got the nice pick there from Treadwell.
We go shirt 4. We need the ball in. Also to Marco. We go for you, shirt 4. Okay, then we can go 42 for Marco. We need the ball inside. They got the bonus, guys. Now, we use Cavicius, you have to stay higher. E te se arrivai sotto ti do una pedata nel culo. Te lo dico, non me ne frega un cazzo.
3-point shooting,
okay?
very good for Venezia, 7 of 16.
Also, quick set.
Also winning the battle of the boards.
One more stop. Guys, one more stop. One more stop. Stop there. Let's go. One more stop.
Venezia's biggest lead was 8 points. They've had possession as well with the 8-point lead, but they just haven't been able to pull away. And it's again, it's a recurring theme for them. They just at times lack the finishing touch, or the execution is left wanting. And here they are again trying to stop this run of Nanterre in its tracks. Who will they go to? Day's got it. In the lane, goes up. And Inverness fouled by Vidmar. Got a hand or an arm in the eye. Vidmar apologizes. Watch this. Oh, he just kind of went for the ball and slapped him in the face. In the forehead. 3 fouls with Vidmar. Singlen for 3. Vidmar gets the rebound away from Treadwell. Now Day pulls up and drills it. Mid-range jumper. Venezia sitting back in the zone right now. No, it's a sagging man, and Yaskavichus gets in and scores a tough layup. Day called for the, or Venezia called for the foul on Day. Well, you can see why he's upset. What a finish. When Yaskavichus and Day goes to the line, and Venezia has to sit down and think about it. Day's been shooting at 81.1% at the line, makes the first one. Good free throw shooter. He's hit 30 of 37 before this game. So misses that one and just leaves that door open. Four-point game. Konate. Yaskavichus. Good job of Paulsen. Riker Paulsen pulling the ball off of De Nicolau. So really Venezia 10 of 15 at the line versus 9 of 10 for Nanterre. That was the great idea there from Riker Paulsen. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Treadwell to Yaskavichus, back to Singlen. Konate now. Goes at Jury and hits a very tough shot. Goodness me. Just was able to shoot it with his right hand there. Looked like he was being well defended by Jury. Day spins, pump fake. And Riker Paulsen gets it back, and Nanterre now can tie it or take the lead with a 3. So kick was called. 14 seconds on the shot clock. The dump. Konate fakes the pass, gets inside. And Le Bleu, the France International, banks it in. And we've got a tie game, folks. Washington goes right to the rim, and he gets rejected by Treadwell. Gasper Vidmar comes up with the ball. So Treadwell's had his struggles, but he makes a big play on defense. Watch this. All ball. And then the possession arrow gets it back over to Nanterre. Final seconds ticking off the clock here in the third quarter. Singlen has it. Explodes to the basket. Singlen with a layup. and a 53-51 lead for Nanterre. This Umana Reyer Venezia team just seems to lack that knockout punch. And they have got a lot of work to do in the fourth quarter. There you have it, folks, the shooting numbers. 3 more threes for Venezia, but some missed free throws are key for Venezia. And this Nanterre team is hanging tough right now. Well, leading the way right now for Nanterre, 10 points apiece for, 14 points for Singlin, 10 points for Yaskavicius, and 6 apiece for Konate and Paulson. Dominic Waters has 5 points and 5 assists. For Umana Reyer Venezia, 12 points for Julian Stone and 11 for Mitchell Watt. And Alston Day has 5 points. He's just 2 of 6 from the floor and has no rebounds. I mean, that's a big name player, but not really producing right now. Also, Michael Bramos, 1 of 5 from the floor, so he's having an off night shooting the basketball, just 1 of 3 from three-point range. Marquez Haynes only 5 points. He's 2 of 7 from the floor. So Mitchell Watt back in the game. He's got 11 points, 4 of 9 from the floor, including a make on his only three-pointer, and also he's got 7 rebounds. Konate picks up his second foul here at the start of the final quarter. Well, Washington has lost it. Day finally drills one from the right. Well, sign of a good player. He might be having a tough night, but he still steps up and makes a play. Venezia back in front. Singlin kind of fades away. It's been a different Singlin in the second half. 16 points now for him. And Marquez Haynes drives in and missed the layup. It's been one of those games, something about that rim. When the players attack it, they miss some easy ones. And Yaskavicius they're going to look at the play to see if, in fact, was it unsportsmanlike? Was it? Well, he's going to say that it was. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't really playing the ball, Watt, and he knows he's in danger now of an unsportsmanlike foul being called. Indeed it was. Well, tough call at a bad time, but the referees did what they do. They went and they reviewed it, and they've made the call. Yaskavicius makes the first free throw. And tickles the twine on the second. And you also keep possession on the unsportsmanlike foul, so it is a big moment here in the game. And now Haynes called for a foul. Wow, looks like maybe his guys just got away with a shove there. Jeremy Singlen pulls up. Man, he's hot. Somebody call the fire department. Singlen is not missing now, and that's trouble for Venezia, who now trail by 5 points. Watt gets it on the low post and goes up strong. No stopping that man if he's going to catch it that low to the basket. 13 points. Singlen again, he's feeling it. Here he goes, takes the bump. And he will take a trip to the free throw line. Watt, another foul from the big fella. And no doubt about it. Well, if you go to the Basketball Champions League Twitter account, Prometheus apparently have clinched their place in the playoffs despite losing tonight. So congratulations to them getting to the playoffs in their first Basketball Champions League season, indeed. And also, Besiktas have clinched a place. The Basketball Champions League Twitter has told us. So, big night in Istanbul as well. Donadieu applauds. His team has done a great job of hanging around. Now they're in the lead, but Day is starting to become a factor. He had a tough game, but his latest re-entry has seen him hit a couple of 3 balls. Singlen passes over to Konate, wide open. Watt saves it from going out of bounds, passes to Day. Day is bumped from behind, no call. Konate has it, hands it off to Singlen, who then gives it back to Konate. And Day's complaining, saying he got fouled from behind. I tend to agree. It looked like there was some contact there. 4-point lead. Here he is, Day, wide open. Short on that one. Day does look a little tired tonight. See if he can kick it to a higher gear. Yaskavicius. Watt not able to rebound it. 12 seconds on the shot clock. That was the play there, where Day was complaining about the physical contact, but hey, it's a physical game. Inbounds pass, Yaskavicius gets it back. Front and back, stays out. Treadwell with the rebound. Now Konate gets it to Paulson. He misses, and it's still going to be off of Umana Reyer Venezia. It is again. And again, that was a good call. It looked like Bramos hit it, and then it went off of Watt and out of bounds. The Umana Reyer Venezia need to stop here. They want to go down. They don't want Nanterre to start building padding to their lead. Singlen has it. Going up against Stone, puts it up. Another offensive rebound. Yaskavicius back to Paulson. Long 2, that was well short and perhaps rushed. Haynes from deep. Treadwell with the rebound. Well, Treadwell's really doing the dirty work tonight for Nanterre. He's got 7 rebounds. Boy, Konate tried to make a very difficult shot. lack of patience are hurting Nanterre on a couple of possessions here. Stone over to Haynes, steps in, open, nope. Singlin gets the rebound. Let's see if Nanterre can finally put the ball in the basket. They've gone a little bit cold. Singlin bumped by Beliga. Singlin is so difficult to guard for a big man. If you come out and get a hand in the face, he's going to blow past you.
We need to understand the tempo. We
Time
can't
out.
take 3 fucking shots by threes in 10 seconds. We need to let them work. And you can't resolve by yourself. In offense, go inside. Inside. We can go to 1 down. Now we go 41 for Julian. Watch out, this defense by the little one. We go cross screen. Oh.
C'est où qui va sortir?
Hold the ball, screen for hold.
Passe ici, Anas. Okay. Screen for Julian. Jay, for you. Fake the pick and roll. 1-on-1. Okay? Okay, les gars? Ah, on est...
So again, Singlin's been working with the one-on-one stuff, trying to free him up so he can work his magic.
Hey, try to call. Hey, guys, try to call in offense, even if it's like the offensive rebound. Hold. Hey, 14 seconds.
And we heard De Raphael saying, listen, guys, we're rushing up shots. We need to make them work on defense as well. So it's crunch time, really. 5.5 minutes to go. Well, he's been excellent tonight. I mean, really, he had a tough first half, but there's not been a better player on the court in the second, that's for sure. I think he had 2 makes, so he's got 5. He's made 5 shots from the floor in the second half. He's got 20 points. Here he is again, flies in. This time did not concentrate on making the shot as much as getting the contact. And foul called on Gamble. That's number 3. One more. And now the steal from Konate. He's going to fly in for the layup. Costly turnover. Excellent anticipation from Konate. And also just a sloppy handoff from De Nicolau today. Stone drives in. Oh, what a play from Julian Stone. Former UTEP man, look at him. Splits the D. And a vital make. Here it is again. So a chance to cut it back to 1 possession game, and he does. Big play by Stone. It's not been a good sequence, a good period for Venezia. Maybe they're saving the best for last. Right now they're trailing by 3. Raker Paulson. To Gamble. Gamble uses his size, but then just doesn't have the finish. Stone again, bounce pass, Beliga, oh goodness gracious. Going to the basket, scores with the left hand, and he will go to the line. And Gamble knows he missed at one end, and then at the other he commits the foul. Tough sequence for him, and he sits down with foul number 4. It's been a tough game for him tonight. Just 4 points for Gamble. And Baliga misses the free throw, so Nanterre still have a 1-point lead. Tough night at the office at the free throw line for Venezia. Singlen, just 11 of 17 at the free throw line for Venezia tonight. Waters gets the rebound back, almost throws it away. Paulson catches it. Treadwell gets it. Now to Konate. Waters to Singlen. And Nanterre are bailed out by a foul, but looking a little bit out of control, to be honest. Venezia a little unlucky. Well, they called the foul on Di Nicolau. He thought he had good position. And here's your player of the game right here, Singlen, who has 20 points, make it 21. He's 7 of 7 at the free throw line. And this is where the game is being won and lost right now, folks. Nanterre 14 of 15 at the free throw line. 15 of 16 compared to 11 of 17 for Venezia. I mean, obviously there are other areas of the game where Venezia and Nanterre can be better and worse, but if you just break it down to free throws, it's been vital. Quick pass. Two-handed jam from Baliga, who is really bringing the spark here in the fourth quarter. Singlen has it. 3 minutes coming up on the 3-minute mark in the game. Baliga guarding him. Singlen spins. Oh, was that goal interference? Well, they don't call it. Treadwell there picks up the offensive rebound and scores with a putback. Tremendous. Looked like Baliga, I thought he interfered with this, but no, it was a good block. Great no call by the ref. But Treadwell was at the right place at the right time, despite a lot of dark jerseys being in the vicinity. And it goes back to a 3-point lead. Treadwell misses the free throw, however, to keep it at a 1-possession game. Stone, Di Nicolau for 3. Good! How about that from the young Italian? We've got a tie game. And who would have thought at this stage of the game that it would be Di Nicolau on the court and not Marquez Haynes? But Di Nicolau probably has been a little bit more reliable tonight. Here he is. Look at this. He knows it's in. And we've got timeout by Nanterre again.
Ici. Ok, passe. Oak, si tu veux jouer le pick and roll, tu peux jouer le pick and roll. D'accord? On met Che ici, là où ici. D'accord? Tom up. C'est possible. Si on peut pas le faire, faut pas qu'il coupe la passe. Sinon, c'est Dominique qui joue le pick and roll.
The turnover ratio there for the assist and the turnovers for both teams.
Half score, we go 42 for Julia.
Well, you would have to call Di Nicolau an X factor. I mean, he's come out and he's hit 2 3-pointers tonight. He's played 16 minutes, and he's actually outscored Marquez Haynes. Obviously, Haynes has had some great games in the Venezia shirt, but tonight he's 2 of 10 from the floor. He does have 5 assists. But Di Nicolau has given them a lift, and right now he remains on the floor. And you know that Singlen is going to have a role to play here, and Waters also with the ball in his hands. Now here's Singlen. This is their #1 option. He's got it up top. He's going to go past Bramos, and he does it yet again. Team of the week, anybody? He's certainly looking like it right now with this performance. He has been utterly sensational in the second half. Going to go to the line for a three-point play. Considering the magnitude of this game, this performance by Singlen is something else. This is a great display by him, quite possibly his best game of the season. 72-69. Singlen with 25 points. Di Nicolau again. Good! Oh, goodness gracious, folks. A star is born tonight. Di Nicolau here in the fourth quarter. An X factor. Call it what you want. I don't think anybody saw it coming. Paulson from the right. Gets the long rebound. And the Latvian referee calls a foul, so Paulson will go to the line. Foul called on Bramos. Ooh, big miss. Di Nicolau has equaled his season high of two. Let's see, is it 3-3? No, he's got his new high for three-pointers. He had two three-pointers in one game earlier this year against Pau. Now they're going to get it down low to Stone. Is he going to go to work? And Konate looks like it. Turns in the lane. Gets blocked by Treadwell. And Nanterre with that 1-point lead after the Paulson free throw have possession. Surely you go back to Singlen. Konate over to Waters. Well, Waters is going to jack up a three. Hard to believe you would not give Singlen a touch there. He's been the main man. Washington feeds Baliga, who's been tough in the fourth quarter. He misses that one. 45 seconds remaining. Singlen brings it across midcourt. He's going to explode to the basket. This time he misses. The Nets here with 30 seconds remaining and down a point. They've got the ball. Who's going to take this shot? Are they going to try to get it inside? Will it be Di Nicolau again? It is for three! And Paulson with the rebound, and Andrea Di Nicolau misses for the first time from three-point range. And Nanterre living dangerously. But Di Nicolau could not have asked for a better look. He was wide open. And Washington has picked up the foul, number 3. So he is going to head to the bench. Well, we just saw Paulson make just one of 2. Even if he makes a couple, this is where the strategy comes into it, folks. What do you do if you're Nanterre? In no way, shape, or form, if I'm going to do a Nanterre, do I allow Venezia to attempt a potential game-tying 3. Now it's irrelevant because he's missed a free throw. So now if he makes it, it's a 2-point lead. And Paulson, Breaker Paulson is going to go over to the bench with a little bit of frustration for the timeout. Came into this game shooting 77.8%. He'd hit 21 of 27, so he's had a tough night at the line by his standards.
We play this way. Watch out, Julian.
4 of 6.
You inbound.
Not
we play
horrible.
zipper, Michael. Michael here. Cats, you receive the ball. Michael, change side. Who is the other one? Sorry, Andrea. Julian, you go corner. Austin, you both screen for Cats and pop. If they switch, it's an ISO. Ok, Andrea, da qui, via anche te. Ok, so we got Michael, Julian here, Andrea here, and Michael this side. We got Katz, Austin, and then we got Michael here, Julian, and Andrea. You got it? We got to come to the ball right here. We got time. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Well, this is just another game in the Basketball Champions League that has come down to the wire, folks. We've seen Venezia in plenty of these in their Basketball Champions League history. They just seem to be drawn to narrow games, close games, potential overtime games. I mean, we haven't even thought about that. It might go to overtime. We might get some free basketball tonight. Okay, so Haynes back in the game. Court spread, he's got the isolation, so he's gonna penetrate. There's no doubt, no, he's gonna put up a three. He's gonna miss it. Oh, can you believe it? Di Nicolau was there, he got the offensive rebound and put back. We've got overtime. Di Nicolau has had, what a game. You never give up, he was right there, he put it up and in. Unbelievable. The miss, and you would have thought Stone potentially would have made it, but Di Nicolau was there and continues to have, arguably, the game of his life tonight. He goes to 11 points. Well, I'm surprised they went for the three-pointer. I'm surprised they went for the win, but in the end, at least they force overtime. Incredible.
Ça switch, agressivité pour Jérémy. Okay. Hey, let's go, allez.
Those are the shooting numbers you can see, and you know, for the late in the fourth quarter, I was highlighting how the difference in the game had been the free throws, and sure enough, a costly miss by Raker Paulson meant that an offensive rebound and putback by Di Nicolau was able to force the overtime. Basketball is a tough game to figure out sometimes. Nanterre now 18 of 22 at the line, 11 of 17 for Venezia. But Di Nicolau with 11 points, he's 4 of 6 from the floor. He's got 4 assists, 17 points, 17 efficiency, which is the same efficiency he had back when he had 11 points in the season opening game against Pau. So overtime we have, folks. Nanterre start with possession. Waters. Konate gets it to Treadwell, who saves it before it goes out of bounds. And Treadwell goes up, gets it back, puts it up and in. Boy, offensive rebounds, crucial. 15 offensive rebounds tonight for Nanterre. Watt turns and scores. Well, the way Venezia's history is, you wouldn't want to rule out double or triple overtime, to be honest. I mean, they just seem to love playing overtime games. Raker Paulson pump fake, wide open. And the Icelandic has gone cold. Waters sees a path open up, and he takes it all the way. Scores with the left hand. Now Marquez Haynes bounce pass. Beautiful! Goodness me! Mitchell Watt put it on the highlight reel. Great play from Marquez Haynes. Treadwell over to Raker Paulson. Another beautiful fake from Waters. Boy, I tell you what, that's back-to-back drives for Waters. Somebody better figure it out. These Nanterre guards like to get to the basket. They lead it by 2, coming up on the 3-minute mark. Here's Haynes. Treadwell cut his progression off, and now Haynes puts up a three! Umana Reyer Venezia go back in front. And suddenly, the quiet in the crowd. Singlen bounce pass to Treadwell, and Treadwell goes up and is called for a travel. Great defense. I mean, tremendous defense from Marquez Haynes on that one. Guarding against the opposition center. Treadwell and Paulson go out of the game. Long way to go in this one now. Coming up on the 2.5-minute mark. Julian Stone up against Konate now. Well, Venezia's checked back into the game for Paulson. Stone, pump fake, gets to the inside, and it's going to be Watt who draws the foul. And he will go to the line. Also Gamble back in the game. And Venezia, foul number 4. Didn't see too much wrong there from Venezia, but clearly Watt got some contact, maybe from Gamble. Well, they've got to thank their lucky stars, Umana Reyer Venezia, that De Nicolau made the trip to France tonight, because without him they wouldn't be here. And now they're going to try to take advantage and win this game in overtime. Watt misses, so it's a 2-point game. Now Singlen, and again, he's been so effective putting the ball on the deck, as has this man. He gets it back outside. Singlen now looks to go to the basket, puts it up on the baseline. Tough shot. Great box out by Stone, and Bramos gets the rebound. So little things like that, what Stone just did, that are crucial for a team. Quick pass to Watt, turns, but the foul was called before the shot. Konate picks up his 3rd foul. And right now it's Venezia with the momentum, with the lead. Viscavic checks back in. 1:41 remaining. Remember, both these teams have yet to clinch spots in the playoffs, but I'm pretty sure that Venezia do clinch with this if they win this one. But now missed free throws for them. Oh, he missed both free throws. Goodness. And he's not a bad free throw shooter, but tonight he has been. Waters hands it off to Treadwell, who's back in. Waters has the ball knocked away by Stone. Second great defensive possession, or defensive play from Stone. Now they pass it inside to Stone. He passes it back out to Bramos. Wide open! And the Greek marksman takes it up to a 5-point lead. Well, I thought Stone made a mistake. I thought he would just go up with it. But when you've got a shooter like Bramos open in the corner, it's not a bad gamble to get him the ball.
Two sides, the next two sides. Okay? Adas, Dominique, pass. Tiger pour Adas. It's possible, catch and shoot, it's for you. After 3, scream for Hugo. Hugo,
13 threes for Umana Reyer Venezia tonight. Well, that's now, you know, not only with the missed free throws or the free throw situation, but you look at that stat, if they win, and that has been huge. But from the free throw standpoint, it's been a horror show for Umana Reyer Venezia. This game wouldn't be this close. They've had their struggles. They've fought through it. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Sometimes You need that extra spark from somebody that maybe you didn't count on, and that spark tonight was provided by Andrea De Nicolau. And maybe, just maybe, Umana Reyer Venezia are going to get a big road win. Treadwell turns, spins, puts it up. Waters playing defense and commits the foul, so they want to go ahead and put Marquez Haynes on the line, and the Venezia faithful glad they made the trip. Second foul. Well, you can't blame him for putting him on the line, but you just wonder if you put the right man on the line. Haynes tonight has not attempted a free throw, but he gets that one to fall. Six-point advantage. Now 7. And dire straits now for the team in white. Singlen. They've got to go. The clock is the enemy. It's Scavicius. Taking too much time. Scavicius hands it off to Treadwell again. And Treadwell just hasn't had that finishing touch around the basket. And they get it to Haynes. And this is going to be a night that ends in huge disappointment for Nanterre. It was their game to win right at the end. And a buzzer-beating offensive rebound and put back by Andrea De Nicolau has saved the day, forced overtime. Umana Reyer Venezia, they win it 89-80, a great battle. Ultimately, boy, again, 89-80, the Italians win it here in France. Well, some long looks there on the faces of the Nanterre players. They know they've let one get away tonight, and it might cost them a spot in the playoffs. Brutal. They dropped to 7 and 6. Umana Reyer Venezia, meanwhile, improved to 9 and 4. They have punched their ticket for the postseason after last season's disappointment. Even though they won the FIBA Europe Cup, they'd rather get into the playoffs. Nanterre, meanwhile, are in some bother. I mean, they are looking decidedly shaky as they try to advance to the playoffs. They've got one game remaining, and there are the numbers. Three-point shooting for Venezia was tremendous in the end, wasn't it? 13 of 26. That helped them overcome that woeful performance at the free throw line. Nanterre did a good job on the boards, winning that battle. And they only had 6 turnovers, which was good against a team like Venezia. Singlen, well, I thought he was having a team of the week performance with 25 points, but it wasn't enough. And you can see the contributions. And interestingly, the one name that you don't see there is that of Andrea De Nicolau, but he was he should be feted a hero when he returns back in Italy to Venice, because that was a terrific performance for him. Some key three-pointers, and then right at the death, an offensive rebound and putback, which forced overtime. So here's some of the highlights as we look back. Day had a tough game, but he started to get it together in that fourth quarter. This was a real problem, singling for Venezia. They just could not keep him under wraps. He was scoring on drives, on fadeaways, on pull-up jumpers. And then you had the hustle from Konate, and it just looked like things were going to start working out with that turnover there. Konate with the layup. It looked like Nanterre were gonna get the job done. They had a late lead. Late in the fourth quarter, they were up. And they just could not put this Venezia team away, and the Di Nicolau shot at the end forced the overtime, which I'm guessing we're going to see. That was a tremendous drive from Paul Baliga, another one who played well. There's Di Nicolau hitting one of his three-pointers. Crucial shot. And then here's Di Nicolau with another three from a different spot behind the arc. And then that was a beautiful pass from Haynes, and Watt made no mistake with the rim rock and dunk. And this was really interesting how not only was it Singleton, but Waters was able to put the ball on the deck and get to the basket and score with that quick release on the drive, but it was not to be. And surprisingly, we didn't see the Di Nicolau offensive rebound and putback. But anyway, Umana Reyer Venezia in second place now in Group B. PAOK are 8-5 after their win tonight, and Unet Halon have moved into that fourth spot ahead of Nanterre heading into the final week of the Basketball Champions League season. Unet Halon, who is it going to be? Are they going to win? Or they're going to have a tough game themselves heading into that last game day. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching another exciting night in the Basketball Champions League.
Hey man, that took everybody tonight, man. For real. Thank you so fucking resilient. Thank you for coming. Fucking good job, man. For real. We showed some of these, dog. The road game is hard. That's a must win. That's a must win. Where the fuck come through, Drake?
job, great job. Now, same attitude next game, next Champions game. Remember what we did, guys. It's the moment to learn. Great job. You deserve to go on the playoff. You really deserve it. All together always.
1, 2, 3.
Family.